Hi, everyone. Welcome to Return to the Womb, a Nine Pillars gathering for resonance, remembrance, and rebirth. So, the theme today is the womb, the seed, the remembering. And I'll invite you here in this moment just to make sure you're in a good, comfortable, relaxed place. You may want to have a piece of paper or a journal to write in as we go through, just to keep notes for yourself if anything comes up for you. So when you're ready, I'm just going to invite you here to close your eyes, find a good, comfortable place, take a deep, cleansing breath. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale. And this time, when you exhale, imagine you're grounding your root coming from your lower body down into the earth and connecting with the earth. And as you inhale and exhale again, push that grounding deeper down into the earth. We are not here to learn something new. We're here to remember what was never lost. So I'll just let everyone get settled in here. Continue to ground as we move through. I'll invite you again to close your eyes. This is not an explanation, it's an invocation. The cosmic womb, source. We begin where all things begin, before the body, before the thought. Before even the soul took shape, there was the womb. Not a mother as person, but a mother as field. The great blackness, the dark velvet, the wide open, not absence, but everything held, waiting. The cosmic womb is the source that needs no name. It is the source beneath all doing, the silence beneath the song, the pause before the inhale. You cannot chase her. You cannot find her on a map. You remember her when you stop resisting the void. The womb is not emptiness. She is everything that has not yet been made visible. She is where your knowing lives before words, where your blueprint rests before it rises. Let yourself return, not forward, not backward, inward. The seed, intention, and within the womb something forms, so small, so complete. The seed does not shout, it does not strive, it simply is. A perfect memory folded into a future form. Every life has one. Your seed holds the shape of your sacred becoming, not a task, but a tone, a frequency, a reason for being, a longing encoded into matter. When the time is right, and only then, it begins to hum. You may hear it in your bones, in your dreams, or in the ache that you can't explain. The seed is not made, it is revealed, and it lives in you still, even now. And here I'll invite you to take a breath into your womb space or belly and continue to ground. The waters, emotion, memory. Around the seed are the waters, fluid, ancient, alive. These are not your feelings alone, these are the feelings of your line, your lineage, the grief your mother never spoke, the joy your grandmother never gave herself. The waters are both wound and balm. They teach through rhythm. They cleanse through feeling. The swirl with memory, sensation, and story. When you cry, the waters speak. When you tremble, the waters move. When you listen, not with ears but with skin, the waters begin to teach. You do not need to fix the waters, you only need to let them flow. And here I'll invite you again to take a deep breath in and exhale. And the next breath in, breathe into your heart or lower belly. And acknowledge any tears that arise. The flame, spirit, presence, and at the heart of it all, still burning, the flame. It is small, quiet, steady. It does not flicker for attention. It does not beg to be believed. It simply burns. Like a memory that never forgot you. The flame is your direct thread to the sacred, not borrowed, not taught, not granted, but born with you. It burns beneath the layers, beneath the roles you play, beneath the fear you carry, beneath the silence that grew when your voice was taken. Still, it burns. The flame is not your ambition, it is not your ego, it is your presence. It is the part of you that already knows, already is, already remembers. And when you stop trying to light the world and simply sit beside your own fire, you remember too. These are the four that hold you: the cosmic womb, the beginning that is still holding you, the seed, your intention, your design, your sacred whisper, the waters, your emotions, your memory, your mother's breath, the flame, your presence, your pulse, your spirit's light. You do not need to become them, you already are. And here I'll invite you to stay with what is still moving in you. This isn't the end of the journey, it's a moment you begin to listen from within. And for the next 5 minutes, what we're going to do is just take a moment to sit in this space and see what has arisen within you. And make a mental note, or if you have your notepad and journal, write it in your journal. What memory is stirring? What lives in your roots that wants to rise? So this isn't about tools, but it is about tuning forks. We've been taught that transformation comes from tools, from systems, from steps, from blueprints. But in this work, we're not building with tools. We are attuning to resonance. The path is not about accumulating more information. It's about awakening what's already vibrating inside of you, like a string that begins to hum when the note is struck nearby. We are tuning forks, each of us. Our body, our voice, our presence is a field. When the field is clean, aligned, open, it remembers. It recognizes what belongs. It resounds with truth. That's why this is not a classroom. It's a field. That's why I'm not giving you techniques today, but frequencies, stories, breath, image, ritual, and tone. Because those things don't ask your mind to analyze, they invite your field to remember. And when your field remembers, your path emerges on its own. The step arrives. The knowing clicks into place. So if you feel something stirring, humming, expanding, that is the work. That is the tuning. This is the original intelligence of the 9 pillars rising within you. The field is alive and intelligent, and when we attune, it responds. The story of the bowl, told by the one who remembers. There is a village not found on any map. It lives at the edge of time, where memory becomes presence and silence becomes song. In this village there is a bowl. It sits in the center of a stone circle, not on an altar, not behind glass, but open, low to the ground where hands can reach it and hearts can lean in. No one knows exactly when it was first placed there. Some say it was made by a woman who had no words left, only tears. Others say it was shaped by fire when the earth cracked open in grief. But all agree it began with a need, not for ceremony, not for teaching, but for holding. The bowl is not just a vessel, it is a listener. When someone experiences something they cannot yet speak, a healing that came through dream, a sorrow that softened over time, a joy too quiet for celebration, they come to the bowl. They bring something small, a stone, a feather, a braid of grass, a few drops of moon water, or even just their breath. They place it in the bowl and say nothing, because the bowl understands. Because the bowl does not ask for explanation, it only asks for presence. Over generations, the bowl filled not just with offerings, but with memory. The bowl began to hum. Children would place their hands on its rim and weep without knowing why. Elders would sit beside it and speak aloud to ancestors whose names had long since faded. Travelers would pause and kneel as if something in them had returned. One day a young woman, curious and wild, asked the village matriarch, "Who made this bowl?" The woman smiled, not with her lips, but with her whole being. "The one who could not carry it alone," she said. "And who tends it now?" the girl asked. The elder touched the girl's chest just over her heart. "The ones who remember." So the girl sat beside the bowl, and when she was ready, she placed a single drop of her voice into it, a sound that had been waiting for a home. And the bowl, ancient and alive, sang it back to her, and she knew she would become the one who remembers, not by telling others what to do, but by listening with the care of a bowl that has held everything and judged nothing. So I'll invite you here to reflect on this story and just note for yourself in your journal or mentally note, what are you carrying that wants to be placed into the bowl? Not to lose it, but to be held. What quiet offering lives in your breath, in your tears, in your hands? Where in your life are you being asked to remember, not to explain, but to tend? We are not here to be fixed, only seen, and in being seen fully, silently, reverently, we remember we are real. So here I have an offering for you, an opportunity for you to complete this within the next 48 hours. One that honors the womb field, remembrance and resonance of what was stirred during this workshop. So it's an offering bowl ritual, and it's one quiet act that returns to the field. Something that you can do in private, only takes 10 minutes, and I'm going to paste a link in the chat here so you can go to the website and download the one page for this. So what we're going to do is find a small bowl. It can be made of any material, ceramic, wood, stone, even glass. One natural item that feels symbolic to you, a stone, a flower, a petal, a seed, a piece of bark, a few drops of water, a tear, a quiet space, indoors or outdoors, and 10 minutes of uninterrupted time. So you begin by preparing the space. Light a candle or stand barefoot on earth and breathe into your body. Say aloud or silently, I return to the field. I return to the part of me that remembers. And hold the item. Let your hand find the item. It doesn't need to be meaningful to start with. It becomes meaningful through your intention here. Let it represent what was stirred in the workshop, a feeling, a memory, a truth, or a longing. Speak the offering. As you place the item into the bowl, speak words like, this is what I am willing to honor. This is what I choose to carry forward gently. May this offering ripple in quiet ways. And sit in stillness with this. Sit with the bowl. Breathe and feel what arrives. And at the end, blow out the candle, step away softly, leave the bowl in a visible place for a day or two as a reminder, and when you're ready, after a day or two, return the item to nature or keep it in a space that's important to you. So the offering bowl ritual is available on the website. Go to gregcdancero.com. On the free gifts page, you'll see the product that looks like this. It's an instant download. Does not require any email registration. It'll download as soon as you click the download button. Feel free to grab yours. The link is in the chat and also on the screen here for anyone who needs it. So if something stirred in you today, a memory, a truth, a feeling, give it form. Let your hand speak, let your breath carry it home. The act does not need to be loud, it only needs to be real. And as we close here, and I'll stop the recording in a moment, but as we close, we're talking about sacred simplicity, small acts that create deep ripples, and the deep ripples can maybe just be for us. They can affect others around us without us even knowing that they've had a positive impact, or it can be immediately evident in our environment around us, these small, sacredly simple acts. So what is one quiet act that could ripple through your life like a song? What wants to be tended in you now?